Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Holowitz, and in this tutorial I want to talk to you about what kind of Act software subscriber you are. Now, there's different ways to work with Act, and I'm going to talk about two of them right now. One is, and you might not even be aware of this, I unbelievably I find a lot of people have sort of a service with Act that they don't fully understand all the things they can do with it. So for example, there are some people that they have subscribed to Act, and when they subscribe to Act, what we've done is we've taken their data and put it in the cloud. Then we take that cloud information and give it back to them in the form of a remote database. So people have used Act software on their desktop just like they always have. But what we tend to do, or what I do, is I set up their system so it automatically synchronizes back to the cloud. So again, let me state that again. What we do is as a subscriber, they give us their data, we load it up into the cloud. And the cloud is really just a server. It's a big web server in the sky. We then give them their data back as what's called a remote database. And that information stays together back and forth by synchronizing. But some people who have used Act a long time only use Act on their desktop, and they don't even bother looking at the web version of Act. They don't even know how to log in. In those cases, to find out how to get into Act, you need to know the URL or web address for your login. And that's something you'll have to request. Most likely it was given to you at some point. You just didn't recognize what it was. But you need to find that information. So why am I telling you this? When you do certain things with Act going forward, you need to know your URL of the website you log into. That's important information. The name of your database, when you log in this sample database, it's got an obscure number. Now some databases might have a name of some type, but when you're a web login Act user, or you have this ability, even if you don't recognize it, you need to know this to do different things like work with handheld contact. Certain tools that Act will provide you are also, you need to have this knowledge. So it's important to recognize this and know what this is. So again, right here is the name of your database. It is not necessarily the name of your database that you would see if you logged into Act on your desktop. It's typically this. Then you need to know your username and your password for Act. Just so you know, this username and password is exactly the same as the remote database you might have in your office. So you need to know those. If you don't know those, reach out to me and I can try to help you understand what those are. So it's important you know your web address, your Act username, and your Act password. But what happens if you're a different type of Act subscriber? Well, some Act subscribers don't have the web component. In other words, they never put their data up in the cloud. They might host their data, but they're still subscribing to Act. And if that's the case, there's something in Act called Act Connect. And that's this link down here. Now, to use Act Connect, you need to download a little piece of software and run it. Then once you do that and you come in here, you'll see the Act Connect information up top here. There will be a hyperlink which you can copy and use. So connect Act to certain software. Some of these things like Act Companion and other tools, you need to have access to your data in one of these two ways. And I know it can be a little confusing, but it's important that you recognize you have access to some other good resources. And first, you got to recognize what those resources are, like Act Companion, which comes with a subscription, but also some of these pieces of information you're going to use with tools like Handheld Contact API. So this is just a rough overview. Find out this information, get to know it, get to understand it, because you need to have this available to you to connect to other software. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tony Holowitz. Thank you very much. Have a great day.